Guys, please confirm to me. All of you read my voice and screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you read my voice and screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible, guys? Please confirm to me. All of you read my voice and screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Right, sir. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. So what we are discussing, guys, now we are discussing about like what are the threads design here we have to understand. Yeah, few points here we need to understand about this multi-threading. Now try to recognize this. So what we are having the content here. Now observe this. Guys, just give a minute of time. 1 minute. Right, sir. Now here, then what we understood in the last classes, no, if you observe this, what is the difference between process and thread? If you observe this, process is a heavyweight. It will take more execution time and more memory. It will reduce the application performance. But whereas thread is lightweight, it will take less execution time and less memory. It will improve the application's performance. There are two thread models. One is like what their single thread model. Second one is what their multi-thread model. So what is a single thread model? It allows only one thread to execute the complete application. It follows sequential execution. It increases application execution time. It reduces the application performance. Multi-thread model, it allows more than one thread to execute the complete application. It follows parallel execution. It reduces the application execution time. It improves the application performance. Java is a multi-threaded programming language because Java provides a very good environment to create and execute more than one thread at a time. To create and execute threads, Java has provided the following predefined libraries as part of the java.lang package. Okay, Java, lang, runnable, and thread. What is thread, and in how many ways we are able to create threads? Thread is a flow of execution to perform a particular task. There are two ways to prepare threads as per the predefined library which we have in Java. By extending thread class, by implementing runnable interface. Okay, threads design. Right, approach one, extending thread class. Now I'm going to give some clarity for you. Now try to understand it now. How we are going to prepare threads in the first approach of creating threads. Approach one, extending threads. Steps by point by point here I'm going to provide you. Now understand it clearly. First of all, declare an user defined class. Declare what there, an user defined class. That is first one. After that, next one is what there. After declaring that one, extend user defined class from java.lang.thread class. Extend user defined class from java.lang.thread class. Next one, after that, provide logic or implement or override or run method in the user defined class with the application logic. Application logic which you want to execute by creating a thread, by creating a new thread. Override run method in the user defined class with the application logic which you want to execute by creating a new thread. Okay. Understand this one. After this, next one is what? Override run method in the user defined class with the application logic which you want to execute by creating new thread. Next one is in main class. In main method, main class and main method, create object for the user defined class and access start method. Right, sir. Create an object for the user defined class and access start method. I need to give some information about start method here, where start method is only the method in a Java to create a a new thread. New thread. Thread is nothing but what their flow of execution. Thread is nothing but what their flow of execution. Flow of execution and access or run method with the new thread. That means only start method. No other method is available. That method is available inside what their thread class. Public void start method. Right. Now these are the various steps here we have to follow, that we have to understand it clearly. That's okay, fine. Alright, now all of you observe carefully. Threaded design, first approach, extending thread class. Right, sir. Now again, I want to go with this content here. Right, start method information I'm providing. Guys, just 1 minute of time. Right, sir. Now just I've taken just 1 minute gap, then don't worry. Right, where start method is only the method in Java to create a new thread, flow of execution and access run method with the new thread. Okay, now let's see this one. This is what exactly the steps here we are going to follow. By that you are able to get some clarity. Now let us check this clearly, what I'm going to do there. Alright, sir. Now here I'm going to prepare an application here. Okay, no issues. Now observe carefully what I'm going to do there. For example, now understand it, class welcome thread I want to prepare now. Welcome thread extends the thread. Observe carefully. The steps are very clear. I'm following that. Declare user-defined class. Extend user-defined class from java.lang.thread class. Then inside this, what we have to do there, we need to override run method. Run method here we have to override. Now inside this run method, provide your application logic. Provide your like what there application logic now. What application logic here we are going to provide there? Observe carefully. Now for example, I want to take for loop int I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Then I want display like what there. Welcome to Durga Software Solutions 10 times. Welcome to Durga Software Solutions 10 times. Okay. Right, sir. Welcome to Durga Software Solutions 10 times here I want to provide. Now inside this, what we are going to do now. Alright, in main class and main method, what we have to do there. So override run method in the user defined class with the application logic which you want to execute by creating new threads. In main class and main method, create an object for the user defined class and access start method. Now here what I'm telling there, we need to create an object for what there, welcome thread. Welcome thread is equal to new welcome thread object we created. Then after this welcome thread dot, we need to call directly start method. Start method will create a new thread and it will access directly run method. Start method will access internally run method. We are not going to call run method explicitly. Start method will call internally run method. Understand it now? Right, so now here I'm going to execute the program. There we are able to get output like this. Now here we are getting some outputs. Now here almost all, then 10 times here we are displaying that output. Try to understand it clearly. Right, sir. Here we are getting output like what there 10 times here we are getting output. Try to understand it clearly. This is the program what we are having. Understand it now? Right, sir. 10 times we are getting output. If we run this one, automatically we are able to get output like this. 10 times we are getting output. Welcome to Durga Software Solutions output here we are getting. Fine. This is a code here we are able to understand. But not only this, and one more point here I'm telling to you. This is a simple example here I'm telling to you. But I want to go for modification. What about this modification here I want to specify there? Instead of displaying this data, welcome to Durga Software Solutions, just I want to say welcome thread. Welcome thread. Then plus I here I want to provide. Observe carefully. Now similarly after this, here I want to take one more for, then here I'm going to take like what there int I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Then inside this is not output println of main thread. Now main method is executed by main thread. Remember this. plus here we are going to provide I. Now both the threads. Now tell me guys, I'm asking one question to you. How many threads here we are able to get it now? Okay. How many threads are executing here now? Now in this case here, if I run this example, we are able to get outputs, but two threads are running in our application. Two threads are running there. One is user defined thread, and another one is what their main thread. Okay. Alright, sir. Now two threads are executed, not 10 threads, sir. Where is the chance of getting 10 threads now? Are here, how can you say 10 threads no? No, then only one thread. This is what how many times we are calling the start method? How many times we are calling start method? Only one time no. So only one thread will be executed. Right here, only one thread, user defined thread. But main thread anyway is available. If I run this program, there we are able to get some output. Now try to check this output, what we are getting there. Now see this one, main thread and welcome thread. Main thread, welcome thread. Of course, that output has to be generated in a mixed manner actually. But it seems like a sequential output, but no, it should be in like what the mixed manner. Keep on execute this one, then we are able to get definitely at one point of time, it will be changed. The output value is going to be changed here. I think so. My system is a bit faster machine. Within a single timestamp, the total thread is completing its execution part. But continuously we can execute this. There definitely we are able to get what there. Execute this continuously, then definitely we are able to get like what there's a mixed output. Yeah, then we are not getting it no. Right, I think so. Then IDE is not providing properly, but it has to generate. Do one thing. Don't worry. Then I'll execute the program through command prompt. There we are able to get outputs. Don't worry. Sublime text I want to take no. Through this I want to show. Java then tested or Java. Java C space tested or Java. I think so. Then it should declare a file name main.java. Okay, sorry. Yeah, don't worry. Now I need to declare. I need to take it as what the test, for example. Yeah, it's okay. No issues. Java C space tested.java. Compiled successfully. Java space test. Now see this one. What output here we are getting there? No. All of you guys observe carefully. What is that output here we are getting there? Is it mixed output or sequential output, guys? Now tell me. Mixed output or sequential output? What output here we are getting? Now this is like what I'm telling to you. Mixed output here we are getting there. It's like what the mixed output. We can understand it now. So this is the meaning of like what the multiple threads are executing. Now are you believing that two threads are executing now? One is main thread and another one is the welcome thread. Right, sir. Now how many threads are executing here now? You are getting that, we are getting like what there, we are getting like 2 times output in the sense, yeah, 2 threads are executed. That's it. Now this is a program I'm telling to you. Right. Guys, now who is executing this run method? Now tell me. Yeah, Nagendra, you only tell me who is executing this run method. Already I said that point, try to understand it clearly. Please read this statement here. Given some point here where start method is only the method in Java to create a new thread and access run method with the new thread. Understand it clearly what I'm telling to you now. Okay, understand it now. So whenever we are calling start method, automatically start method will create a new thread and start method will send that new thread to the run method. Now run method will be executed. Run method will have an application logic that must be recognized and executed by new thread automatically. That's a point here. Now we are getting output. Okay, right. This is a program. This program here we are getting there as an example. Output also here I'm going to provide. Right, sir. Now here this is purely mixed output here we are getting main thread, welcome thread, main thread, welcome thread. Like this here we are getting. Okay, fine. All right. Now here what I am telling there, I need to discuss about it, that internal flow of execution. How internally that flow of execution is going on, that we are going to understand. Let us see this. I need to show in the form of a diagram here. Then I want to show this. Now try to observe carefully. Now observe carefully. What I am doing now. First of all, I want to create like what? Predefined thread class I want to write. Observe carefully. Class thread implements runnable. Inside this, what you are having there, runnable or thread zero argument constructor, thread of runnable. This is predefined class, guys. What I am explaining to you. Predefined class. Try to understand it. This dot r is equal to r semicolon and so on. So many constructs are available. Then after this, public void run method. Inside this run method, nothing is available, no data. Public void start method is available. Inside the start method, there is a logic. What logic is available here? Logic to create new thread. This logic is available. Then after this, it will check it. No, if r double equals to null, directly access run method. Else access like what there, r dot run method. R dot run method. Initially r value is equal to null only. They can understand it. This is predefined thread class, internal content, and so on and so on and so on. Class thread implements runnable. Runnable r is equal to null. Thread of runnable r. This dot r is equal to r. Public void run method. Public void start method. Logic to create new thread. If r double equals to null, run method. Else r dot run method. This is exactly the thing here what we are having. Right, sir. Then after this, now I want to create my own class. What about our own class here? That means thread, use a different thread class. No. Class welcome thread. Extends thread. Public void run method. Inside this run method, for loop here we have taken for loop and I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. System output println of welcome thread. Right now here we have to provide like what there right parenthesis, curly brace, right curly brace here we are able to provide. Next one is what after this class test public static void main string array args welcome thread w2 is equal to new welcome thread object here we created w2 dot start method. Right, so now this is a program, but at the same time I provided one more for loop here. I plus plus. Now inside this system output println of main thread. Right, now this is the program. Everybody put more concentration how I'm going to execute this. First of all, this is command prompt. This is command prompt. Now here we have to use d:/ java 10 java c space test.java compiled successfully d:/ java 10 java space test. Okay, right, the point is like what there what I'm telling to you. When we provide this java test now automatically JVM will be activated. Now this is JVM. JVM will be activated. Then what JVM will do now? JVM will load main class bytecode to the memory. That will regular test class. Then JVM will search for main method. If main method is available, JVM will create a thread to execute this main method. Now this thread is called main thread. JVM created thread is called as what there main thread. Okay. Now when we execute this line, welcome thread object will be created. After that, when we execute this one, w2.start method, w2.start method, when we execute this, automatically, first JVM will search for start method in a welcome thread. Guys, now tell me, you only tell me, do you have any start method inside the welcome thread class now? Do you have any start method in welcome thread class now? Everybody, please respond to me. No, directly directly the start method is not available in a welcome thread class. Okay, when start method is not available inside this welcome thread class, directly JVM will search for start method and it's a super class. What is a super class here? Now tell me, what is a super class? No, come on, what is a super class here? Thread class. Thread class is acting as what there? A super class. Okay. Alright, sir. Now inside the thread class, it will search for start method. A start method is available. Start method is available. So flow of execution directly, main thread will directly go to what there? Thread class start method. Right. Observe carefully. Then inside this, it will execute what? Logic to create a new thread. Logic to create new thread. Logic to create new thread. So just we can understand it, new thread is created. New thread is created. Guys, observe carefully. Then what is created here? No, new thread is created. Okay. When new thread is created, right, now let me show that new thread in like what the different color. New thread is created. All right, that new thread will take the responsibility of executing remaining part here. From this point onwards, new thread is executed. When new thread is created, meanwhile, what main thread is doing there, guys, observe carefully. This blue color is new thread. Meanwhile, what this main thread is doing there, when new thread is created, new thread will hand over the remaining part of the execution to the new thread. Then main thread will come back to what? Main thread will come back to the main program. Main thread will come back to the main program to continue the remaining part of the execution. Okay. Meanwhile, what new thread is doing now? New thread is checking if r double equals to null. As it is double equals to null, then it will execute what there? Run method. When it calls run method, it is calling like what there? Current class run method. When it is calling current class run method, flow of execution is coming to this one, this run method. But remember this run method is overridden actually. So subclass run method will be executed because of overriding. Because of overriding, this subclass run method will be executed. What is this subclass run method? No, welcome thread class run method will be executed. Why? Because it was overridden. We know already in the case of overriding, even though if we call superclass method, subclass method will be executed. Now this will be executed one time. So what is that output we are getting there? Welcome thread will be executed. Where that output, first output here we are getting like what there? Welcome thread output here we are getting. Next, context switching is going on to like what there? Main thread. Both main thread and welcome thread both are executing parallelly. Next, context switching is going on with what there? Main thread. Main thread is executing one time this one. So here we are able to get output like what there? Main thread. Next output is like what there? Main thread. Next output is like what there? Main thread here we are getting. Next one is context switching is going on to like what there? What thread here? Next user thread. That user thread is executing next iteration over the loop. By the execution of this one, what output here we are getting there? The next output is like what there? Welcome thread. Then at the same time, next context switching is going on. Now the turn is coming to like what there? Main thread. Main thread is executing the like what there? The loop inside the main method. So the next output is like what there? Main thread. Like this and so on and so on and so on. It's going to be happen there continuously until the last and up to the last iteration of the for loop. Now at the end, what it is executing there? At the end, it is executing like what there? This particular one. Alright, so now here we are getting and so on and so on and so on. We can take it now. Main thread here, sorry, welcome thread here we are getting output. Then similarly, what is going to be happen at the end? Going to be executed like this. At the end, we are able to execute like what there? Main thread here. Main thread will be executed last iteration. Then here we are able to get output like what there? Main thread. Now this is the total execution process here where main thread is executed totally. Main thread will come there. When this user thread is executing completely, this will be in data state node. Then finally our total program is going to be executed with the total mixed output here we are getting. Okay, now here we are getting what output here? Mixed output. That's it. Now this is internal flow of execution here. We can understand about this flow of execution, about this total content. Okay, that's it. Now just 1 minute guys, I'll come back. Right, so just have taken 1 minute gap, no? Then don't worry. So this is exactly the meaning of like what there, what I'm telling to you, the thread creation, the first approach here, what I'm providing there. So okay, fine. Now like this, we can create any number of threads and we can start any number of threads and we can execute any number of threads. There we are able to get like what there, mixed outputs. Now let's see this one. Just we are going to see the content here. Now this is welcome thread. For example, I want to take like what there, a separate thread here. I want to take class hello thread, extends for the thread, or run method here we have to override. Then inside this for loop here I want to take and I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Then inside this is not output println now. Just I want to write like what there, hi hello thread plus I. Similarly, hi thread I want to take. Welcome thread, hello thread, and hi thread I want to take it. No, plus hi thread extends to thread. Now run method. Now inside this, just we have to take for loop where int I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Then where we have to use system output println of I thread plus I. Like this here we have taken overall 3 threads, no? But inside this welcome thread only we started here. For this welcome thread, now here we need to create objects for all of them at a time. Hello thread. Hello thread is equal to new hello thread. Hi thread. Hi thread is equal to new hi thread. Then after that we can start all the threads at a time. Hello thread dot start method. Hi thread dot start method. Right now this is like what their main thread. Okay, that's it. This is exactly the multiple threads created. Now just if we run this example, we are able to get mixed output, completely mixed output here we are able to get. Now guys, now tell me in this example overall how many threads are running here? Here in ID we are getting it, no, but actually if you execute multiple times here, if I execute multiple times, then definitely that output is going to be changed here. An ID might be shows like this, but multiple times if we execute, definitely we are able to get output. Don't worry. Why? Because the ID internal timestamps might be different. IDs have following some kind of timestamps. Now see this one. Now we are getting some type of different output. No, main thread, hello thread, welcome thread here, hello thread, again here hi thread, again welcome thread. Like this here we are getting. Then mixed output here we are getting now. If we execute multiple times here, definitely output is going to be changed. Welcome thread, mixed output here we are getting there. Try to understand main thread, welcome thread, hello thread. Like this here we are getting some mixed output. Definitely we are able to get mixed output like this. So 4 threads are running now. So this is a simplified way to create multiple threads. Another example here I'm telling you. Same wherever we want to create the thread. Simple what we have to do now. Take a class. After taking a class, what we have to do there? 1 minute. After taking the class, what we have to do there? Then extend that class to thread class. Extend that class from test class. After this, extend that class to the user defined. Extend the thread class to the user defined class. Then after this, provide application logic inside the run method. Then after that, create object for that class and start like what there respect to thread. Now see this one. This is purely mixed output here we are getting. Pure mixed output here we are getting. Okay, that's now. This is the way to create that thread now. Understand it clearly. Right, sir. But I have a question, guys. Now tell me, all of you now tell me, in how many ways we are able to create threads actually? In how many ways we are able to create threads now? Overall, in how many ways we are able to create threads now? In 2 ways we are able to create threads. What are the 2 ways of creating threads here? First one is by extending thread class, and second one is what there? By implementing runnable interface. By implementing runnable interface. Am I right or not? By extending thread class, and second one is what there? By implementing runnable interface. Okay. Right, sir. Now my question is very clear. My question is what? To create threads, we have already first approach, that is extending thread class. Then what is the requirement? What is the requirement to go for another approach, that is implementing runnable interface? Right, so to create thread class, we already have the first approach, that is extending thread class. Then what is the requirement to go for another approach, that is implementing runnable interface? Right, sir. For this, I am giving clarity for you. Now, try to understand first of all. Now, what is the first approach of creating thread? Now, if you want to create a thread, if you want to create threads, in the first approach, we have to extend java.lang.thread class to the user defined class. To what their user defined class. If you want to create threads in the first approach, we have to extend java.lang.thread class to the user defined class. In this case, it is not allowing to extend some other class. It is not allowing to extend some other class, or else maybe just let me give that information here separately. Class like here, what I'm telling there, public class, my class extends the thread. Right, sir? In the above case, if you want to extend some other, in the above case, if you want to extend some other, class to the user defined class, then it is not possible. Why? Because it represents multiple inheritance. Why? Because it represents what there? Multiple inheritance. In the above case, if you want to extend some other class to the user defined class, then it is not possible. Why? Because it represents what there? Multiple inheritance. Example here I'm telling you. What is that example? For example, public class, my class extends the thread, comma, after this thread, then what next one here? Frame. No, it's not possible. Now this is like what there? Invalid. Right, sir. To overcome the above problem, that is to allow other classes to extend, we have to use another approach of creating threads, that is implementing runnable interface. That is what they're implementing, runnable interface. Observe carefully. What is the point here I'm telling you? That is implementing runnable interface. Okay, 1 minute, guys. Right, now observe carefully. This is like what that is implementing runnable interface. Right. Then what next one here after this, after completion of this? What is this another approach of creating thread? No. If you want to create thread in another approach here, I will use this public class, my class, not extends. No, okay, fine. Extends to frame, implements runnable. Right, sir. Public class, my class extends frame, implements runnable. Now here, implement runnable in the sense we can create thread class, but at the same time, extra we are doing extends frame or not. This advantage here we are getting. So because of that reason only, here we are using like what there another approach of creating thread. Because of this reason only, we are creating what there another approach of creating thread. Clear, guys? All of you are getting clarity on these points now. This is exactly the meaning of like what there another approach of creating threads. This is a clear cut information about like what there the second approach to go for these threads. Now we have to understand what about the second approach of creating threads. Observe carefully. Previously, we put some heading there. Threads design first approach. Now we have to go with what the second approach. Second approach, implementing runnable interface. Implementing runnable interface. Implementing runnable interface. How we are going to do this implementation of this runnable interface, guys? How we are able to do this implementation of the runnable interface? First of all, then what I am telling now, the steps here I am telling to you. Declare an user defined class. Implement java.lang.runnable interface. Implement java.lang.runnable interface. Next one is override. Provide implementation to the run method in user defined class. Only one run method. Only one method is available inside this runnable. That is what the run method. In runnable interface, only one method. That is what the run method. Next one is provide implementation to the run method in the user defined class. Okay. In main class. In main method, create new thread and access run method. Create new thread and execute. Create new thread and execute run method. Right, so then how we are going to do this process again? How it is possible to execute this? Now I'm going to give some clarity. To create new threads and to execute run method, we will use the following cases. What cases here we are going to see? Now case number one. Case one, observe carefully. First of all, let me take this is like what their class my thread implements runnable, where we are having public void run method. There only here we are providing implementation part. Now here case one here I'm telling to you. What about this case one here? First we have to create my thread class. First we have to create what there my thread class. My thread empty is equal to new my thread. Then directly we can call like what the empty dot start method. This is one case. Where the status is what their compilation error. Guys, now tell me why we are getting compilation error. Everybody respond to me why we are getting compilation error here in this case. Why we are getting compilation error? Right, sir? Exactly. The start method was not defined inside like what there. Start method was not defined inside like what there my thread class. Start method is not related to my thread class. Why? Because start method was provided. Start method is available where? Start method is available where? Start method is available inside the thread class. But my thread class is nowhere related with the thread class as of now. Okay. Right, sir. Start method is not available inside the my thread class. Start method is available where? Start method is available in thread class. So that's why here we are getting like what there compilation error. This is the reason why we are getting like what there compilation error. Okay. Let me check this. Status is what there compilation error. Reason. Reason. What is that reason here? Start method was not defined in the thread class. Start method was not defined in the thread class. Start method contains run method. Okay, compilation error. Now case number 2. Case number 2. What about this case number 2 here we have taken? What is the requirement to call directly? What is the requirement to call start method? Why don't we call run method here? My thread empty is equal to new my thread semicolon empty dot run method. Right, sir. What is the status? Can you guys can you guess it? What is going to be happen? Think of it. My thread empty is equal to new my thread empty dot run method is in main class main method. Now tell me what happened here. Right. Sir. Exactly the point is what there in this case. No, my thread empty is equal to new my thread empty dot run method in the sense status is what there no compilation error. No compilation error. No compilation error. That's okay. But what happened there? Only main thread will execute my thread class provided run method, not by creating new thread. New thread is not created. Just only it is executing what there. Only main class. Only the main thread. Only the main thread will execute. The my thread class provided run method, not by creating a new thread. Right. Sir. No new thread is created. Right. Only the thread here which is created, which is executed clearly. Okay. Right. The next one is like what? Case 3 here I'm telling to you. It is very clear that from the above conversation we understood that without calling start method, no new thread is not going to be created. If we call start method, then only new thread will be created. Got it or not? Now, further purpose, then what I am telling you, my thread empty is equal to new my thread. Then after that, thread t is equal to new thread t dot start method. Now here what happened there? What is the status here? No compilation error. No compilation error. At the same time, no output. Output. Why? Because reason is what there. Here, new thread is created, but it executes. Thread class provided. But it executes thread class provided run method. Not user defined thread class run method. Not user defined thread class run method. This is the reason. Then the fourth one here we are going to provide case 4. Observe carefully in the case 3 in what I am telling there. Thread 3 is equal to new thread. T dot start method. T dot start method directly it will call what the new thread will be created. The new thread will be submitted to the thread class run method only. But the thread class run method is not overridden. That's the reason why thread class run method is executed, not user defined thread class run method. Okay. But in the fourth case, we are going to provide solution. What is that fourth case here? If I provide this, directly we are calling T dot start method. But here we need to say to the start method, don't execute thread class run method. We have to execute my thread class run method. So further purpose, then we have to provide like what there empty as a parameter to the user defined. That means thread class constructor. If you pass that empty as a parameter to the my thread class constructor, automatically the thread will be created. Automatic new thread will be created. The new thread will execute empty dot run method. Empty class, empty in the sense what there my thread class. My thread class provided run method, it will be executed. Okay, right. So now this is status is what there, no compilation error, and thread created successfully and executed run method. User defined thread class. Right. This is clearly the point here what we are getting. Right, sir. No, only run method. As per my knowledge, I think only run method is available. It's a functional interface. It has only run method. I think so. No other methods are available inside this runnable interface. Maybe some default methods may be added in the newer versions or not. I need to check it. No, but run method is existed. Okay. Right, guys. Then once again, I'll give explanation about this point on tomorrow regarding this, and tomorrow we'll show the programmatic part there. Don't worry. Okay. Tomorrow we'll see the programmatic part and all the content. Don't worry for it. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on tomorrow. All right, sir. Okay. Guys, just one small request today, and I will not take advanced Java class. I have some work there, so tomorrow I will take it. Please don't attend for advanced Java class. Don't come for this advanced Java class. Today I have some work there. Then tomorrow I will take advanced Java class. No need to attend for it. Tomorrow we'll continue the advanced Java class. Okay. Bashir, then I think you are attending in online only, right? When you start offline classes, I think you are related to online class only. Yes, Bashir. Then why you are thinking about offline, offline classes? You want to come to offline classes? Okay. Okay, guys, that's fine. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Tomorrow Max offline class only. Today it will come there. Projector issue is going on. Then tomorrow Max will conduct in offline. Don't worry. Yeah. Thank you.